Butterfly, I managed to get an overhook, right? So I can have cocoon, or I can just have an overhook, you know, playing whatever. When I get an overhook, that's my signal that I can shoot the rubber guard. So when we're going, if I'm going from butterfly, we're going, you know, to jersey. So if I'm going to play jersey, then I have to play a jersey hook, which means as I start to go in, this right leg is going to extend to catch that leg. At the same time, my left knee is coming and pushing into that, you know, the back of that shoulder, so that I start to collapse this posture. This is the first, you know, part that I want to make sure I catch. You know, from here now, because I've got this pressure, I can move to my control, you know, of hugging my knee and then holding the leg, right? And we're right here. I make sure my boot is on here. If I'm weak with those toes, he can come over the top and start pushing down on my foot. Yeah, I'm doing things. So I make sure the boot is on and I'm controlling here. That also makes these muscles tight, so if he tries to posture up real hard, you know, even if I don't have good control of my arms, it keeps my knee safe. You know, so I'm all in control here, and I'm extending this to stay connected to him. It's not super strong, like I'm not straightening my leg all the way. I just want to make sure I'm connected. So if he starts trying to move that leg around like he's trying to pass my guard, you know, I can stay connected to him and work with where he's going, right? So we're right in this spot. So we're just gonna work on that, getting into that first. So I can be from cocoon, I can be from here, I can be playing this game. You know, whenever I nab that overhook though, that's my trigger that I can go to that, you know, go to my rubber guard. So as I fall, my right leg is extending into that space. My left knee is driving into the back of his shoulder. My right hand is checking this arm. You know, so I'm here. Then I slide right into my control, putting the boot on, keeping this strong but not completely locked out, right? I'm just staying connected, hugging the knee. I'm in here to start playing our rubber guard game, right? So we'll just start trying to get that down. You know, you'll start with doing it in steps, and then once you get it down in steps, then it should just be one movement, right? Getting right into that spot. You know, we'll start with the steps, make sure you got all the pieces, and then we'll start just making it one movement, right? Let's hit it. 3, 2, 1. I want this overhook, he knows about it, so he keeps pulling that arm out, right? But usually if he pulls that arm out, that gives me the underhook. Now I could just look to sweep here, but if I really want my, you know, my rubber guard situation, I'm just gonna come right up and connect, and then I'm gonna start falling back and get to my homie. Now I can play homie with the foot in, with the jersey hook, you know, and so I can go right back into this situation. So from butterfly, this is the easier option, right, as I'm right here. So I come right into my homie control. Now I come in and get to my mission control. Now I zombie, and I'm right back in, all right? So, again, whatever the situation is, I'm not able to get my overhooks, but he gives me the underhook because he's fighting that overhook situation. So I get this underhook, I can look to sweep him and start making that play, but I decide I want to go back to rubber guard, so I'm just coming up and connecting and controlling, and then I'm following again just like I would to go to rubber guard, getting to my hip, coming up, connecting for my mission control, and then zombieing through to get right to my jersey position to start my attacks there, right?
Do it one more time.
One more time? All right, so I get here, maybe I even get double unders, and I can't move him real well. I can't push him back, I can't get underneath him to elevate him, so I just switch and come to this homie control position, right? So I'm getting this head and arm control. Now I'm falling, connecting, bringing that left knee up, right into my connection here, zombie through, and we're back into this situation, right? And like I said, when you hit the perfect entry, it already starts setting you up for opportunities because of the space that opens up, right? If I land here and his head is that far away from me, that's an easy head clearance. And we can go right into our go-go flip, go-go clinch situation, go-go quadas, Hazlets, and, you know, carnies, all of that, right? Cool, let's play it. 3, 2, 1. for whatever reason, we've been scrambling, whatever, I just need to settle him down. I throw up full guard and catch this. So a lot of times here, he'll start posturing up, right? So if he's posturing, first I've got to break the posturing down. You know, so all I'm gonna do is just raise up, control, and pull the head down, right? If he's posturing really hard, like, you know, like really he goes, yeah, right? He's doing this number, right? So then when I decide to come up and posture, all I'm gonna do is come inside, pull his elbows out a little bit, and I pull my knees to my chest, and I catch him, right? That's all I've gotta do is I just gotta flare his elbows, bring my knees forward, and I'm here. And now I've got what I want, right? So I'm keeping this tight control in his head to keep his posture broken. Now I'm gonna create the angle. So keep the hands on my chest, right? So a lot of times they know like putting hands on the mat is a bad situation, so they won't do it. You know, so we get here. Once I get to this angle, it's the same thing. I'm bringing this knee up tall, up to the back of the shoulder to catch, and then I'm controlling here. This leg is hooking, but I'm already at my angle. Because I'm at my angle, I can come right under his elbow and hit my zombie, right? Bring that on back in. So don't let me have it this time, right? Try to fight it, right? So because I can get under this elbow, it's really hard for him to stop the zombie, right? Where it gets tough is when you're flat on your back playing this, and then you're trying to come under, because now you're at a weird angle, so keep your elbow tight. It's a weird angle to drive this through. So I need to get to my angle. So if I catch myself here, all I'm gonna do is come under the elbow, pull the elbow up to get to my side, and then now I can zombie and come through, right? And we get back here. So much like in the Jersey, I have to have the Jersey hook. In the New York, I have to have the New York curl. I'm curling into his hip here, or I can place this foot on his hip and squeeze with my knee. Either of those options are fine, right? So we're just getting back to this spot again, right? So again, we're here. He's postured up, he's pulling in. I'm just pulling those elbows out, pulling my knees forward, catching the head. From here, I'm making that turn, and I'm bringing my knee to the back of his shoulder, catch, and we're here. This leg is curling, boot on, controlling all of this. Now I can come under the elbow, hit my zombie, and get back to my position, right? This time, maybe I try to pull his elbows out and he's just too strong. And I'm like, can't get any, leverage here to get that turn to bring him down. So I'm gonna bring my arms underneath. I'm gonna raise my hips to clear him off and get his hands to the mat, right? But even when he's here, he keeps his head up and posture, and I still can't break him down. So I'm gonna shoot up to that homie and then twist him down to break his posture. Now my knee comes to the shoulder. We're here because my foot's on the outside, it's hugging. Zombie through, and we're back into our rubber guard game, right? So again, we're here. This isn't working. Hands come inside. I bridge up, come out. I try to break him down. It doesn't work, so I come up, twist to break his posture, catch, zombie, and we're back in. Maybe I managed to get my lockdown, but he's able to swim and get his underhook back. And then he flattens me out, right? So I end up here. So when I get here, I've already got my overhook, so I can work on getting back. So this is where that super stomp comes in. So in order to get that super stomp, I need to be able to get my foot in front of his thigh. So in order to do that, I'm first gonna extend him down just to make that space, right? Now I can make the switch and get my foot in front of his thigh. Now because I have that, I can start to elevate him to get him to come up, to bring this in, and now I'm back to my butterfly guard. If he raises up, I don't even have to come up. I can go right to my rubber guard right here and start playing from this, from this spot. If he's staying low and staying tight to me, then, I can create the angle and go, but if he postures up hard to get away, I'm gonna sit up with him, right? So it really becomes one of those things that as I come back to this spot, I'm just seeing, what I can control. If I can keep him down, I'm just right in and we're playing our game. Got my jersey hook because I'm from Butterfly, right? If he postures up hard, I've got to sit up with him and then pull him back down and then we come back in. You know, so it's just kind of a matter of, you know, what they do in that moment as to whether I can throw it without having to come up first or if I'm going to have to follow them up because they're just trying to get away. You know, if they're trying real hard to get away, I'm going to have to follow them up first and then break them back down. But again, he got the underhook back, smashed me down here. Right now, if I try to get my foot in front of his thigh, it's really hard because he's got all his weight leaning forward, right? So I want to use that lockdown to create that space, right? This is the time when I want to extend the lockdown, right? Now I can make that switch to get to my super stomp, right? And now I can start to lift that leg, bring my other leg through, right? And we're here. And then now is that gauge. Can I get his posture? He's already posturing up, I sit him up. And now I can break him back down, just like we did before, going into our jersey, and we're coming right back in. If he stays low, once I get here, then I don't have to even come up. I can just come out and come across and hook, and we're right here. Right, and we're already into this situation, and we have all of these options and stuff you can play with off of this, right? So, so let's play with that, going from the lockdown, getting, losing the underhook battle, getting smashed, extending, super stomp, back into either full butterfly guard to the rubber guard, or if they stay postured down, we can just go right to it, right? Let's hit it, 3, 2, 1.